Water is a fundamental element of life, covering about 71% of the Earth's surface and making about 60% of the human body. It is a source of sustenance, a medium for transportation, a habitat for countless species, and a vital resource for agriculture and industry. Let us explore critical water challenges in Zimbabwe, highlighting root causes, current impacts, and sustainable solutions for effective water management. So the key topics for discussion are, firstly, the introduction of the water crisis, secondly, the challenges faced, the potential solutions, and the actionable steps. So, approximately 60% of Zimbabwe's population lacks access to safe drinking water sources and its storages, and over 40% of rural households depend on unsafe water sources, posing health risks. And as such, cholera outbreaks have been recurrent in Zimbabwe, notably in 2008 and 2009 and 2018, affecting thousands of people. These outbreaks are typically linked to poor sanitation and contaminated water supplies. And estimates suggest that around 15-25% of the population could face health risks due to waterborne diseases, poor sanitation, especially in the rural areas. Water management in Zimbabwe. Here are the challenges and contributing factors. Firstly, over a historical perspective, where water management in Zimbabwe is a complex history shaped by colonial policies that disrupted traditional systems. The colonial impact, where the colonial policies altered local practices, leading to a long-term challenge in sustainable water. And the population growth. Increasing population in Zimbabwe intensifies demand for water resources, contributing to scarcity. As we see in 2014, about 13.5 million constituted of the population of Zimbabwe, where in 2024 about 17.1 million people have been accounted for. Urbanization challenges, where rapid urbanization has led to increased pressure on water supply systems, complicating management efforts. And the climate change and variability significantly worsen water scarcity, affecting agriculture and daily life. For example, the cyclone Idai. Other conditions are drought conditions, pollution, infrastructure issues, and governance problems, where an increased frequency of drought severely impacts water supply availability. Industrial discharge and agricultural runoff lead to serious contamination of water sources. Aging and inadequate water infrastructure results in significant water loss, and the corruption and mismanagement significantly obstruct effective water resource management. So what are the potential solutions for water challenges? Firstly, we have an improved infrastructure where investments are essential for repairing and enhancing existing water supply systems to ensure reliability. The policy reforms implementing strict regulations on water usage and pollution control is crucial for sustainable water management. And the community engagement, where local communities should be actively involved in managing water resources to foster ownership and its responsibilities. Let's look at the pros and the cons. Improved infrastructure will lead to increased access and reliability. However, it has a high initial cost and resource requirement. Community engagement empowers locals and promotes sustainability, especially in the long run, but it requires ongoing commitment and education. Policy reforms address root causes and enforce standards, but they may face resistance from the existing stakeholders. Other solutions include the hand-pumped borehole, or as the locals call it, chiborani, is a borehole system where they use a lever to draw the water out, or the solar-powered borehole, where a solar-powered borehole would be a better innovation as it provides relatively easy access to water provided the sun is there. And the rainwater harvester, where implementing a rainwater harvesting system on a large scale will be a very cost-effective solution, especially for people in the rural areas. So, the hand pump borehole will increase access and reliability. However, it also has a high initial cost and resource requirement. The solar power borehole is very eco-friendly, but it requires ongoing commitment and in education, especially to the locals of the rural areas. The rainwater harvesting system is very cost-effective, but it can only be implemented in areas where they receive a high amount of rainfall. So, to improve access from the rainwater harvester, we have to run the water from the existing collection tank and run it through the existing improved Zeer by the ICAT. Zimbabwe has agreed access to pottery. These studies have indicated that a significant portion of rural Zimbabweans, potentially tens of thousands, are in to pottery. And implementing the Zeer will be very cost effective, and the use of the filtration system in the Zeer will be a great advantage as the locals can build the Zeer with enough teaching. A pipe will run the water to the Zeer to allow for further filtration and cleaner access to water, whilst also benefiting the locals. Likewise, a solar-powered bowl will help a community at large, as they won't have to put much work through the hand pump. This significantly will help the elderly who have to fetch water in the community. However, to counteract the problem of sun access, the bowl has to be integrated with the hand pump for when the sun is not available. Why would this system works? It's because they are easier to implement, they are very cost effective, especially in the long run, as we're looking at the hand pump bowl, which has lasted for years and years on end. This is a typical system of the harvesting system, where we have a collection area, a gutter, and a storage tank. By implementing a Zeer between the pipe that leads from the collection area to the storage tank, we have created a new system to allow the further filtration of the water so that it has cleaner access and can be used by the community at large. The existing proposed Zeer structure will have the aesthetic gravel, the mesh filter, and the clay filter. These will be used by the pipe that will lead water to the storage tank so that it is further filtered so that the water is cleaner at the end of the day. The thermometer system will allow for the water to be cool, and the strong base will provide support for the large amounts of water that will be coming from the collection area. The water tap will be used so that the people can collect the clean amount of water that they need to use, and the rest will be stored in the pipe that will lead to the storage tank from the base so that they can use it later on. So here's a few case studies of success stories of the water management initiatives they've taken. Harara's water supply improvement project in rural areas like Chiredzi, Mwenenzi, and Benga, solar-powered boreholes have significantly improved access to clean water. These communities previously struggled with irregular access to water due to fuel shortages for diesel pumps or lack of electricity. The installation of a solar-powered borehole has enhanced water access and improved sanitation, contributed to better public health outcomes. The community rainwater harvesting initiatives, such as the one seen in Tanzania. Tanzania has seen success in utilizing rainwater harvesting, particularly in schools and health facilities. Programs have been set up to install rainwater collection systems on the roofs, which help supply water for drinking, washing, and irrigation. In rural villages, these systems also reduce the time spent by women and children collecting water, contributing to social and economic benefits. So, to foster these improvements, firstly, collaboration is needed. Partnership with local governments and residents enhance the resources to be managed strategically. And the locals also benefit through these systems. As we have seen, they will be able to build these structures themselves so that it is able to help them out themselves. And the community will also be involved in the knowledge that they need to be able to sustain and manage these solutions for themselves. Firstly, for these to become a working solution, we need an assessment phase where we conduct an assessment of the current infrastructure and the community needs. As we have seen, that it is easier to implement the rainwater in the Eastern Highlands due to its high rainfall. Next, we will need funding to secure the funding that we're going to need to build these boreholes, these hand pump boreholes, and these rainwater systems throughout. Then we need community workshops so that we educate the locals and improve them in the planning and the implementation, teaching them how to monitor, how to repair, and how to maintain their systems so that it is effective, especially in the long run. So firstly, collaboration is needed so that we may be able to come through and have this good system in place so that it can help people, especially kids that need water at school in the future. And we need sustainable practices such as the rainwater system, as we have seen that Zimbabwe relatively receives almost a largely great amount of rainfall. Together we can advocate for sustainable solutions, ensuring a healthier environment for all. Thank you.